Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. It's certainly good morning here in the UK for an early morning World Cup watch-along. Uzbekistan versus Colombia. One of quite a few early morning watch-alongs we've done. And this one should be a really, really interesting one. First look at Uzbekistan at the World Cup. Headed up by Fabio Cannavaro and Colombia. Los Cafeteros. Headed up by Néstor Lorenzo, who played for Argentina, believe it or not, in the 1990 World Cup. Got Colombia back in the World Cup after failing to qualify back in 2022. That was a big disappointment for Colombia. Uzbekistan, on the other hand, Fabio Cannavaro, the man who lifted the 2006 World Cup, former Ballon d'Or winner, of course, Real Madrid star, Italy captain, controversially hired after qualification was already secured. So he's not necessarily a legend of Uzbekistan who, guided them to qualification and has got them, thriving, got them absolutely smashing it. They already qualified for the World Cup, and then Cannavaro was hired. Their first ever World Cup. Not only their first ever World Cup, it's the first Central Asian nation to ever qualify for the World Cup. And it was sealed at the earliest opportunity at the expense of the United Arab Emirates. I think they actually got in ahead of Qatar. Obviously, Qatar had to get in a little bit later down the line via another route. But they did get in ahead of the United Arab Emirates. And it's their first ever World Cup. So, first ever look at Uzbekistan. And let's see how Luis DIAZ and co. James Rodriguez still in the side for Colombia. Let's see how they adapt to this one. But first, before we do get stuck into that, a big thank you. Big thank you to friends of the channel, my friends and yours. Sponsors, Oxford Natural. A big thank you to them if you haven't already. Please do go and show them some love. Go and click the link in the description. You can get 70% off your first order of Oxford Natural products, including the Optimum Day and Night supplements, which are getting rave reviews. Absolutely fantastic results from a bunch of people that we all know. Michael Owen, for example, Ballon d'Or winner, another Ballon d'Or winner, Michael Owen. He has sung the praises of Oxford Natural. Robbie from AFTV, of course, has got his health in order, done really well, lost a bunch of weight. And KG, of course, is another one. There's quite a few people in the football content creation space who've done really well using Oxford Natural. And I'm working on getting my before and after shot, as you're seeing there. I'm working on getting mine. So let's see how it works. Oxford Natural, Optimum Day and Night supplements. Optimum Day is about helping you with your cravings, helping you with your energy, keeping you on track throughout the day. Optimum Night is about helping you sleep, reset, recover, relax properly, making sure your body is ready for another big day. And both of that is very important to make sure that you're not snacking and all sorts throughout the day. So, go and check it out. Big thank you again to Oxford Natural. The link is in the description if you do want to go and check that out. If you do think you might want to get your health in order, go and check it out. 70% off your first order. Can't really say further than that. And with that said, thank you everyone for your patience. Let's get stuck into tonight's live. Let me just get the teams up, because the teams will appear on your right-hand side shortly. In fact, let's go through the teams. Yeah, let's go through the teams. So, Uzbekistan lineup is in goal, Utkir Yusupov, who plays for Navbahor Namangan in the Uzbekistan Super League. Ashurmatov, who plays for Esteghlal in the Iranian League. Abdullayev, who plays for Dibba Al-Fujara in the United Arab Emirates League. And alongside them is the star, the crown jewel of Uzbek football, Abdukadir Kusanov of Manchester City. Karimov, Nazirelev, Mozgovoy and Shukurov in midfield. In the number 10s, they've got Faizulayev and Uranov, Austin Uranov of Persepolis. Again, another Iranian side. Quite a few Uzbeks playing in Iran. And up front is Eldor Shomurodov, who is former AS Roma, currently at Istanbul Başakşehir in Turkey. He is the joint top scorer and was the joint top scorer actually in the Turkish Super League last year with 22 goals. So, in good form. He is in good form. He's getting on a little bit now, Eldor Shomurodov. He spent a good while in Serie A at Genoa. Did get a big move to Roma. I think he played for Cagliari as well briefly. But now at Başakşehir. And then Colombia. He is at Colombia. Sorry, I don't know what I'm saying. And now we're on to Colombia, which is Vargas in goal, Mahika, Lukumi, Sanchez and Munoz at the back. Crystal Palace defender Munoz. Puerta, Lerma, Arias, Rodriguez, Diaz. And up front is Luis Suarez of Sporting Lisbon. Right. How's it going, Daz? Good to see you, Ethan. Susan, how's it going? Jamie. Sounded like Romano there for a minute. Suarez anytime, says Jamie. Let's see. I think, yeah, Suarez, Diaz. I think that's probably the two danger men for Colombia. Oh, yeah, Victor Munoz. That is hilarious, isn't it, Dan? Liverpool have snuck in ahead of Newcastle and nabbed Victor Munoz from Osasuna just as Newcastle thought they had it in the bag. Liverpool swoop in and snatch him from under their nose. Newcastle do not like Liverpool very much at the minute. Yeah, listen, Victor Munoz is with Spain at the minute at the World Cup. So yeah, it's not. Oh yeah, I do feel quite sorry for Newcastle actually. To be fair, if they lose Tonali, looks like they're probably going to lose. Victor Munoz to Liverpool. Oosh. Anfield Vortex high key. Can hear the milkman collecting the bottles outside. Munoz, come on. You're not wrong. 2 summers in a row, Liverpool F over the Mags. You love to see it. Morning, Matty. How's it going, mate? Oh. Colombia, by the way, got to this World Cup third in CONMEBOL. First ever qualifying win over Brazil. They got 4 points off Argentina. And they went on a 28-match unbeaten run along the way that included Germany, Brazil, and Spain. They tend to play with a 4-2-3-1, lots of flair, man-to-man pressing across the pitch. Attacking fullbacks in Daniel Munoz from Crystal Palace. Very physical, aggressive, suffocating. At the 2024 Copa, actually, nobody managed even 1 XG against Colombia. If you're into your stats, if you like your stats, Colombia are known for being defensively very, very solid under Néstor Lorenzo, the Argentinian coach. Anthony Taylor refereeing this one. England's own Anthony Taylor. Finners Matty, is Munoz a left or right winger? He is left. He can play both, but he is predominantly a left winger for Osasuna. He got 7 goals last season for Osasuna. He's only 22. He actually came out of the Real Madrid academy. So it was breaking news about 2 hours ago. So we didn't quite get to speak to Joe, our friend from our Newcastle fan who's regularly in the chat. I think Joe would have been gutted by that, to be honest. So yeah. Clips market, only 7 goals. What do you mean only 7 goals? No Richard Rios today either. I thought that's surprising. No Richard Rios for Colombia. He's on the bench, as is Yerry Mina, David Ospina, the goalkeeper. Quintero, of course, the number 10, who's lots of experience. He's on the bench. They've got Campas, Arias on the bench as well. Colombia's first World Cup since 2018. The trauma of missing Qatar still hurts the Colombians. They were the runners-up in the Copa America 2024 as well. Lost the final to Argentina in extra time. So it's been a bruising couple of, well, it's 5, 6 years. It's been a really rough 5 or 6 years for Colombia. And there's confidence with this squad. Like I said, 28 matches unbeaten. Key lad, long time, how are we? I'm good, mate. How are you? What a brew. Very good, mate. This charming Dan says, the Munoz story is pretty much the only reason I stayed up for this game. Wanted to see the look on Key's face and hopefully catch a few toon tears if any mag is in. No mag in just yet, but maybe we'll catch one. Who knows? Who knows? Returning to the USA obviously carries weight as well for Colombia. It's a dark place for the Colombians. 1994 tournament ended in genuine tragedy for them. They went out in the group stages, and if you remember, I mean, I don't know if you're old enough to remember, but Colombia had a defender known as Andres Escobar. No relation to Pablo Escobar, but his name was Andres Escobar, and he scored a famous own goal that's kind of contributed to Colombia going out in the group stage. And upon his return to Medellin in Colombia, he was shot. He was shot and killed in the early hours of the morning. And allegedly the gunman said that's for the own goal at the World Cup. So, very sad. Very sad. Andrew says, hi mate, have you heard the Salah might be staying now Slot's gone? I've heard it. I desperately hope that it's not true. I really don't want to see Mo Salah stay at Liverpool. Was a legend, is a legend, not a very good player anymore, real troublemaker. Don't like the way he went about things this season. It's Luke says, good documentary called The Two Escobars. I've heard of that. I might look out for that. I have heard of that. Fantastic, mate. Got back from the Algarve yesterday. Back to work on Monday. Got to enjoy the footy. Good lad. Well, Uzbekistan starts strong. No surprise there. Anfield Vortex Joe is absolutely seething in his own words after the night out with the lads and the England win. Oh, have you spoke to him? Jamie Weir, Big Mo's coming back to the gravy train. Honestly, it's so annoying. If Mo Salah comes back to Liverpool, I'll be raging. I'll be absolutely raging. Oh. Well, hey, listen, I'm here in the early whiling morning hours to watch some footy. We'll chat footy. We'll have a natter. I have got some stats for you. I've got some facts for you. National dish of Colombia is known as bandeja paisa, which is a heroic platter of beans, rice, beef, chorizo, pork, fried egg, plantain, avocado. Definitely need a nap after that, wouldn't you? They're known for their coffee, amongst other things that keep you awake. The world's finest emeralds as well come for Colombia. And they are also, interestingly enough, I didn't know this, Colombia are the second biggest exporter of flowers in the world. Chances are if you buy any flowers in your local supermarket, there's a good chance they've come from Colombia. Key, did you manage to get any kit between games? I did, mate. I got a couple of hours, if that. Probably not a couple of hours, to be fair. Maybe an hour and a half. So, I'm not incredibly fresh. I'm still a little bit tired, but I'll be alright. No, mate, he made a quick video showing his rage after he got in from a great night out. Did he really? Joe's making videos now? I've not seen Joe. Evening football talks, how are you? I thought the national dish of Colombia was taken up the snout. No, that's certainly not the one I've got down here. Colombia also has more bird species than any other country on Earth. It's ranked as the most biodiverse nation per square kilometre. Even more than Brazil and the Amazon. That's very surprising. Evening, Jamie. Uzbekistan. We can talk about Uzbekistan, capital Tashkent. Their national dish is plovosh. Plovosh. Which is rice slow cooked in a giant kazan, whatever that is, with lamb, carrots and cumin. It sounds quite nice, to be fair. Lamb, carrots and rice. I could deal with that. I could definitely have a bit. I might even have a bowl full of that now. If there was any plov going, I could probably deck some plov now. Just gone 3 a.m. UK time. Get one flour, the other comes free. Here's Luis Diaz. He's giving it a big sniff in the box. A lot of houses going cheap in Colombia at the minute. Well, because of the bird species. Cheap. Good ball in. Good punch away there from the Uzbek keeper. 5 minutes in. It's been a bit of a mixed bag so far. Uzbekistan started quite strong. Colombia now starting to dominate possession. Uzbekistan, top 10 producer in the world of gold as well. Lots and lots of gold reserves in the Uzbeks. Also, you can't photograph, or at least you couldn't photograph. This isn't something that I've researched, but I do know it to be true. You couldn't photograph Uzbekistan's, specifically Tashkent. Tashkent is the capital of Uzbekistan. You couldn't photograph Tashkent train stations or bus stations or transport stations because they're palatial. They're so like, wow, very, very nice, like fine marble, lovely. It's like the Sistine Chapel. They're beautiful, and it was illegal to photograph them. Stephen G, morning key. Did you watch the Panama game? I didn't watch it live, but I'm gutted because I had Ghana most corners, and it finished 2-2 on corners because Panama got a corner in like the 93rd minute. But I saw the goal. And it's no surprise that it's Caleb Yarenki again. We've been talking about Caleb Yarenki on this channel since he scored late against Wales for Ghana. Great run down the right-hand side. Oh, and Uzbekistan are in. That should be a foul. I think Anthony Taylor's given a yellow here. It's going to be a yellow and a foul. Anfield Vortex, that's so sad to hear about the other player who shot. Yeah, Andres Escobar. Have a look at it, mate. What a brew. How did the missus feel about getting up at 3 to watch the Uzbeks? She's not here, mate. No. She's elsewhere with me little girl. So she's still tucked up in bed, chilling. It's my little girl. My little girl will be up for school in a few hours. So I'm here, daft the clock, in the studio. Back to you in the studio. There's only one Luis Suarez, says Mr. Al-Shamari. Yeah, I don't think my missus certainly wouldn't be getting up at 3 a.m. to watch the Uzbeks in the nicest possible way. Whipped in free kick. Colombia just about clear it away. The way you described it gave me the honest to goodness chills. He was sat in a car. Yeah, I mean, if I remember it rightly, he was sat in a car park at about 2 a.m. And, the gunman just pulled up to him, walked over to his car window and shot him and said, That was for the own goal. Allegedly, that was for the own goal at the World Cup. He was apparently the Medellin cartel, the Colombian cartel, had an awful lot of money staked on Colombia's progress, and he was shot for scoring an own goal. Kudos for you being up here, Key, I gotta say. Gotta put the graft in, mate. I mean, I'll be honest, I don't think this game's going to make or break the channel. It's a time where we're probably not going to get the regular audience tuning in, so maybe most of the people... What happened to the screen? What screen? What screen? Mine gives the may as well sleep on the couch if you're going to be up and down every hour. They've got a lovely way of putting it, haven't they, women? I'm going nowhere, Lynn. Quite literally. I'm on the ring road. Love a bit of partridge. How much of a genius is Tim Key, by the way? Oh... Kusanov to throw the ball in. 10 minutes in. Oh, sorry, the chat. Sorry. Yeah, it's because I've not put the on-air button on. There you go. There you go. It'll work now. I admire your dedication, Key. You're a trooper, sir. Hey, let's see if it pays off yet. We'll see if it pays off before you admire it. Good morning, Ethan. How are you, sir? Early hours of the morning. Uzbekistan. 10 minutes into their World Cup debut. I am curious as to why they hired Fabio Cannavaro, of all people, after they'd already qualified for the tournament. Seems like a very, very odd hire, that. I mean, he's not necessarily got a huge... He's never played in Uzbekistan. Don't think there's any connection to Uzbekistan. Maybe they just wanted a big name to try and sort of boost football in the nation. I don't know. It's not a big managerial name either, is he, Fabio Cannavaro? Surprised that they actually sacked their manager to hire him. Mason, how's it going, mate? Frankie, did you watch Ghana? I did, yeah, I was gutted. Absolutely gutted. I had Ghana or draw. Ghana or draw and Ghana to win on corners. And it was 2-2 on corners. Jamie, which screen? He's on about the chat. He's on about the chat over this side. It's moving now. It moves. It's just I hadn't turned it on. Heard he likes gold rings, to be fair. Well, that is possibly the reason, isn't it? Great ball in. Oh, unlucky. Colombia got the ball into feet, but just couldn't quite make it count. Davinson Sanchez wrestling with Shomarov. Reese says thank you for getting Munoz, keeping that lot angry. Nice. Nice. Mason, any chance you can give it a follow, mate? We do Liverpool Cups and stuff. Yeah, absolutely, mate. No problem. Stephen G, has it been done before to sack the manager in the World Cup after it started? I think it has, yeah. I think it's happened quite a few times. I mean, to be fair, we've already seen in this World Cup, haven't we? Tunisia sacking their manager. Sabri Lamouchi was sacked after the first game against Sweden. So, yeah, it certainly happened. CG says, what matches are you doing today, Key? I mean, yours. Okay, what matches are we doing today here in the UK time? So, Czech Republic against South Africa is a 5 p.m. kickoff. That's 5 p.m. in the UK, so Czech Republic, South Africa. And then I'm debating. I might do Canada versus Qatar at 11. I might do Mexico, South Korea at 2. I might do both. I don't know. I don't know yet. Cheers, Caitlin. Yeah, I'll give you the follow after the live. I can't follow at the minute because the live's over here. So this phone doesn't actually. I'm not logged into that account on this phone. So I'll have to give you the follow after the live. But I certainly will do. Good stuff. Jamie, it's defo happened at least once. Can't remember who though, to be fair. And Jamie, UK here. I just stayed up. Teaching Tony. Yes, Teaching Tony. How are you, sir? Blue as blue is. Go White Wolves. The White Wolves of Uzbekistan, yeah. Los Cafeteros is Colombia's nickname. The White Wolves of Uzbekistan. Oh, that's a great turn. Great run. Uzbekistan out to the right-hand side. Go on, lad. Terrible ball in. And out for a goal kick. Dreadful. Absolutely dreadful, that. Tunisia again. 2 others sacked in 98. Oh, was it South Korea's manager, that? Cheers, Mason. Yeah, good man. Key, who do you fancy for this game? Shockingly, I'm not all that familiar with Uzbek football. Do you know if they're any good? I mean, yeah. In terms of qualifying, it was a breeze for them. They were one of the first teams to qualify. They haven't got a huge amount of sort of European quality in their team. There's an awful lot of players who are playing in sort of the minor leagues, let's call them. That's leagues that maybe are not fashionable. So you got a lot of teams, a lot of players who are playing in the Iranian league. There's a lot of players who are playing in the UAE. There's a few players who are playing in the Uzbekistan league. Yes, how's it going? Good to see you, Paul. Pretty sure it was all 4 together at 98. Mr. Al-Shamari, who will score the first World Cup goal ever for Uzbekistan? You'd have to fancy Shomurodov. Shomurodov's the captain. He's the highest goal scorer. 22 goals. He was the joint top scorer in the Turkish league last year. Spent a long time on loan at Roma, Cagliari. Kusanov, wouldn't be surprised if Kusanov was the one who got it done. But are we actually going to see? Here's the question. Are we actually going to see Uzbekistan score? You would fancy Colombia. Colombia don't really concede all that much, to be honest. Don't concede too many chances. He was a decent player at Roma. Very, very quick. I thought he was more physical than he was quick, to be honest. I mean, he's not slow, but... Strike! Oh, unlucky. Side netting. Good effort, that, from John Arias, the former Wolves player there. Picks the ball up in midfield, drove at the heart of the Uzbek defence, hit it from about 25 yards out, right into the side net, and he's claiming a corner kick. I don't think you're going to get one for that, though. Bobby Lars, up, folks? How's it going, Bobby? Good to see you in the early hours, mate. How's it going? Ahoy, hoy. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. What are we doing up at 3:15? What are we doing, folks? Joe Coleman, I'm working. Bloody hell, 3 o'clock. Good lad, Joe. Here's Arias. Down to the right-hand side. Good ball in. It's going to go behind for a corner, is it? Anthony Taylor says, yep. I genuinely had no idea that James Rodriguez still played. I mean, he's on the right-hand side tonight. We've not really seen a huge amount of him. He's just put a cross in. It's the first real touch he's got of the ball. Ball in low to the front post. Luis Suarez, the Sporting Lisbon striker, went for it. Couldn't quite get anything on it. Goes behind for another corner kick. Colombia headed in. Big chance this time. Oh, Uzbekistan just about scramble it away. He's need 12-3. Tell you what, you're a grafter, Joe. Don't envy you with them nighttime hours, mate. It's hard enough for me working after clock now, if you can call this work. I used to do night shifts back in the day. I used to work at a hospital. That was one of my first jobs, that, to be fair, back when I was about 18, 19. Worked in a hospital 12 till 8, midnight till 8 a.m. Did that for a couple of years. Hard graft doing your night shifts. Much prefer the day shifts. MN says, yes, lad, do you think England win the World Cup? Hey, we played well before, didn't we? It was a good performance, really good performance from England. Wouldn't put it past us playing like that. That's the hardest team in the group gone. Ghana weren't terrific before against Panama. Panama, if we can't beat them, good grief. Especially with a baby, mate. Oh, I didn't know you had a little one. Oh, great. Yeah, I was going to say definitely not with a baby then. Although saying that, you missed the nighttime feeds, I guess. So, depending, I don't know how old your baby is, but yeah, I mean, if you miss the sleeping and the nighttime feeds and stuff, if they're a really little baby, that's not so bad, I guess. My little girl's school now, so I could, depending on how I feel after this game, I could maybe stay awake and go and take her to school. Or I might go and get my head down and go and pick her up from school at 3ish. 10 weeks tonight. Oh, mate, congratulations. 10 weeks. Oh, I miss them being that small. Beautiful. Lovely. Lovely time of your life, that. That probably doesn't feel like it at the time, to be honest. It's hard work. But lovely. Congratulations, mate. Sean said, how did the Arsenal boys play in the England match today? Was working, so couldn't watch. Madwecki, for me, was man of the match. I gave Madwecki man of the match at the end of the game. Thought he was terrific, to be honest. Declan Rice corner for Harry Kane to score. So Rice got an assist at least. Saka came on and got an assist for Rashford. So good, yeah. Good from an Arsenal point of view. I wouldn't have otherwise mentioned Arsenal, but you did ask specifically about how the Arsenal players did. She's amazing. Oh, mate, I'm glad. It's lovely. Besides the corners, I thought Rice was quite poor. I'd agree. Yeah, I'd agree. I didn't think it was a particularly good performance from Rice overall, but still. Just realised the descriptions. What an absolute donut. What an absolute donut. Seattle, this one, isn't it? Is it Seattle? Lumen Field? Don't think it is. Doesn't look like Seattle. Says it's Seattle, but I'm not sure if it is or not. Don't think it is. Wasn't his best, but it says a lot when poor is still a 7 out of 10 minimum. That's true, you know. It's true. Sean, what are we saying? Surely some of the hate is just for engagement, or do you genuinely just despise us? I think you're actually quite chill when I watch your lives too, so I hate the fact you hate us so much. Mate, Sean, in the nicest possible way. It's a hydration break. In the nicest possible way. I say this all the time, the amount of Arsenal fans who come in and say, why do you hate us? Why do you hate us? I mean, mate, it's really not that deep. It's not hate. It's not hate to say I don't like the way you play. I don't like the way Arsenal play. Arsenal fans don't like the way Arsenal play. It's not hate. It's really not hate. I'm tired of saying it, to be honest. But it happens. It happens so often. Why'd you hate us, mate? I don't understand it. Not saying that's how you sound, by the way. I don't get why you don't like us so much. I just don't like the way you play. I think it's absolutely mind-numbing, the way Arsenal play football. But, you know, who cares? It's efficient. It's effective. Who's asked? You've won a title for the first time in, 20-odd years. So, who cares? Who cares? I'm Irish, so I do not sound like that. Well, alright, I don't know, I'm not going to do an Irish accent, but you know what I mean? That's where it comes from. It's not hate. It's really not hate. I just really didn't want Arsenal to be successful playing the way they did. And honestly, there was a lot of Arsenal fans, including Ian Wright and various legends, who said, listen, if we don't win anything, then I think Arteta should be sacked. And, you know, in the end, you only just got over the line in the league. So, I think had you not got over the line in the league, probably a very good chance that quite a few Arsenal fans would have said, ta-ra. Max Jenkins, as an Arsenal fan, I feel it has to change slightly next season with the new signings to go back-to-back. Yeah, I mean, but will it change? Obviously, it's not going to change. Mikel Arteta has a very clear identity, a very clear way of playing. You had less possession in that PSG final than Cape Verde did against Spain. Tells you an awful lot in the nicest possible way. So, you know, Arsenal have a very clear way of playing. They'll always play that way under Arteta. And, you know, I think they probably still will win the league next year, by the way. I think they're the best squad, but it's just mind-numbing to watch. And it's disappointing that is like our bar in the Premier League, the greatest league in the world. Our bar is Arsenal. We've hijacked Newcastle for another player, says Watership Alan. Yep, Victor Munoz from Osasuna. We need some real world-class attackers who can actually pass the ball forward. Yeah, attack's definitely a problem, isn't it? Guilty Spark, is it only me that just found out Cannavaro manages Uzbekistan? No, we've been chatting about it, mate. Yeah, we've been chatting about it. Max Jenkins, your thoughts on Areola? You happy you guys got him instead of Alonso? I'm happy we got him instead of Alonso, yes, but personally I'm not happy we got rid of Slots. For me, I'd much rather have kept Slot. I don't think we've actually changed anything really meaningfully. All we've done is appease the fans. Arne Slot didn't succeed last year because we didn't give him the tools to succeed, and Areola doesn't have the tools to succeed either right now. I don't think there's a single manager in football would have done better with that squad than what we did last year. I think that was kind of where we were as a team. But yeah, he's a good manager, Areola. He's all right, but remains to be seen whether or not he can step up. I would much rather have him than Alonso, though. This charming Dan says, Key, you're showing off your stellar performing chops with that accent. Looking forward to hearing more of your impressions during the World Cup. I'll try and get me Donald Trump one out at some point. Hello, Sarah. Good morning. I'm sorry, but if Madrid and Barca got rid of him, I don't want him at Liverpool. Who? Victor Munoz. Why don't you want him at Liverpool? Why don't you want him at Liverpool? He didn't come from Barca, did he? He came from Castilla. Real Madrid Castilla. Andy Gledhills, did Liverpool play entertaining football last season? I don't think so. Calamity defence. Liverpool played a lot more entertaining football than Arsenal. Yeah, they just weren't very good at it. I think that's the difference, mate. There's an intent with Liverpool. There's an intent with a lot of teams in the league. You know, Man United played entertaining football. They just weren't as effective as as Arsenal were. That's a key differentiator. I think you can try and play effective football and be very good at it, and that's exactly what Arsenal have done. And you can try and play attractive, exciting football and not be very effective. And that's unfortunately what happened with Liverpool this season. Sarah, I know, but he was at Madrid and Barca. I wouldn't worry too much about that. There was a lot of players who came through the Real Madrid academy, Sarah, who didn't make it at Real Madrid and then went on and had fantastic careers elsewhere. Fabinho, for example. Fabinho was at Real Madrid, didn't quite work out with him. Went on and did wonderfully well elsewhere. So, yeah, and there's a number. Juan Mata was another one. Juan Mata did have a spell at Real Madrid and it never worked out with him either. Big Will says, what position is Victor Munoz? He's a left winger. Very direct runner. He's only small. He's only about 5'7", 5'8". But a very, very direct runner. Very quick as well. Really, really fast. Good dribbler. Can play off the left predominantly, but can also play off the right. He got 7 goals and a few assists last season for Osasuna, who are a side, by the way. Osasuna don't score many. They don't really tend to get out of. So he's quite a defensive work. Lots of work rate. Good at covering for his fullback. So you've got a very hard-working winger who can play both sides. Very quick, very direct. Will suit the Premier League. I think he'd be a good signing for Newcastle. I did say that the other day, to be honest, when Robert, the Newcastle fan who comes in quite frequently, was asking Key, what do you know about him? What do you think? He's with the Spain squad now. He's at the World Cup, isn't he? He's been picked by De La Fuente. They've seen his talent. He's a very, very good young player. Max says, I felt last season Isak was the wrong choice. Getting a different right back would have been better. Ekatike, I feel, will supersede Isak. Not for me. Not for me, no. Alexander Isak's worlds better than Ekatike. Sean, are there any Arsenal players you have a soft spot for? Oh, lots. Yeah, lots. Jurrien Timber, I think, is the best right back in the world. Declan Rice is a wonderful player. Maybe not quite so wonderful in the sense of, Steven Gerrard and all that stuff. People talk about him being like a true great of the game. I wouldn't go quite that far, but I like him as a player. I like Bukayo Saka. I think he's lost half a yard. He's not quite the player he once was, but I do like Bukayo Saka. I love Martinelli. Love watching Martinelli. I think Martinelli under a different manager doesn't quite work under Arteta, but I think under a different manager, Martinelli could be brilliant. And you can't really dislike this, the centre backs. I think Gabriel's a massive shithouse, but you'd love him if he was playing for you. I love Gabriel Jesus as well. Again, another whinge bag, but he's I like him. Good finisher. Andy, why mention Arsenal every second minute? Oh, Andy, get a life, lad. Get a life. I was asked about him. Off the post, is it in? Oh, what a strike. Colombia clean through. Good effort. Off the left-hand side. Pulled back. Oh, so unlucky. Nearly 1-0. Max, I feel you can't dislike the squad. They're all quality class players. It's the system. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Very, very rigid, isn't it? Rigid system. Good ball in that. Left-footed. Luis Diaz. Excellent save. When it comes back. Keeper beaten with the first one. Didn't get a touch on it. But it comes back to him. And do you know what? I think he just tries to get something on it to make sure there's no rebound. Really, really good save, that. Juan says, Ronaldo dropped a disaster class today. No, he didn't drop a disaster class today. He did okay. Mate, he's 41. He's 41 playing at centre forward. He didn't really get involved in the game, but that's because they didn't really do an awful lot. That's not on Ronaldo, that's on Portugal. Roberto Martinez didn't find a way to get the ball anywhere close to Ronaldo. He's 41. He's not going to go chasing the ball around the pitch. He's not that player anymore. He's a player occupying the centre-backs, and they've got to get him the ball into the box. Portugal didn't have a shot on target. Apart from the goal, they didn't work. I don't think the keeper made a save. The Congo keeper did not make a single save in that game. That's damning for Portugal. That's not Cristiano Ronaldo dropping a disaster class. Oh, that's a foul. That's a clear foul. Sean, are there any Arsenal players you have a soft spot for? I did, mate. Yeah, I said a fair few there. I like Tim, but I like Rice. I said, hey, I give you a much longer answer, but he was making toast. How's it going, Shahid? CG, can't wait to watch most of the Canada game while I'm at work tomorrow. Yeah, I'd imagine they'll beat Qatar. Yeah. Say you had free reign of Arsenal players this summer, who would you take at Liverpool? Timber. Rice. I think that's it, to be honest. Timber, Rice. Yeah, I think that's probably it. I think Timber and Rice I'd take. I don't think I'd take anyone else. None of the attack. Bukayo Saka's very good, but I think if news broke that Liverpool had put £100 million bid in for Saka to replace Salah, I'd be a bit like, oh really? Wouldn't be overwhelmed with it. I think we need better than Saka, to be honest. But Timber I like, Declan Rice I like for sure. Both of those. Do you think Salah will reach form again? No, Salah's not playing for Liverpool, mate. He's gone. We don't want Salah to play for Liverpool ever again. Bobby says, can he wait for the Brazil game and Scotland game? Both games going to be interesting. I'm live for those, yeah. Morocco, Scotland, Brazil, Haiti. Live for Brazil, Haiti's 2 a.m. Be live for both of those games. Take it easy, Anfield Vortex. Have a good one. Sean says Nkapie, Saliba. Not Nkapie, no. Again, don't rate him. Don't rate Nkapie. I'd say Gabriel's a much better centre-back than Saliba, personally. I think Saliba's, to some degree, a little bit overrated. He is a very good centre-back, but I think, again, it's so tough because you're looking at it, you've got to look at it through the lens of Arsenal don't really leave him vulnerable in any way. Arsenal have a lot of cover for the defence. They don't really take too many risks. Mikel Arteta's probably the most risk-averse coach in football. Doesn't like to take a lot of risks. That's why Arsenal don't concede a lot of goals. It's not because you've got unbelievable individual defenders. It's because collectively Arsenal defend incredibly well. So when you put it through that lens, it's hard to kind of say they're like all-timer defenders individually. None of them are. They're just all very functional, very, very good, very functional defenders. How far do you think the USA will go? Could surprise a few. Definitely could surprise a few. Balogun was incredible the other day. Seismically, I'm afraid England are going to win the World Cup. The team is too stacked and even the bench is crazy. It was a great game, wasn't it? Really good performance from England. First half, we were a little bit all over the place. 2-2 at half-time. Kind of went in thinking, missed our chance a little bit. Croatia scored 2 good goals, albeit I think Pickford probably should have done better with the first. I swore blind that second one was offside. Astonished that wasn't offside. Max says, not Raya, or are you backing a fit Alisson? Alisson is, if he's fit, is for me the best goalkeeper in the world. So yeah, I'd keep Alisson next season. David Raya's good, but again, I wouldn't say he's like top 5 keepers in the world. He's very good, but I wouldn't say he's Alisson's level. Again, it's a goalkeeper. He doesn't have to make too many saves, David Raya. He's pulled off some good ones, but he doesn't have to make too many because of the team that he's in. And UFC spam, you're now getting Munoz when we wanted him. Yeah, I've seen that. We've all been talking about it, mate. Liverpool poaching from Newcastle. CGLFC, seismically, France's bench would like a word with you. Yeah, France have got an unbelievable bench as well. France's squad. There's no reason why France shouldn't win this World Cup looking at that squad. Max, you wouldn't think Raya is top 5 in the world right now? No. I mean, look, Unai Simon's starting over him for Spain, continuing to start over him. yeah, I mean, I think Unai Simon's a better goalkeeper than David Raya. Been incredible for Bilbao. And has to face an awful lot more shots than David Raya does. Juan says Messi showed Mbappe and Haaland. He's still here to compete. Cannavaro's not too happy with the Uzbeks going forward here. Bit of a poor season, to be honest. Poor showing, I mean. Poor showing. Stephen G says England will bring it home. I'm not confident with England. Never confident with England. They did look very good. But, no, I still don't think we'll win the tournament. Callum says Luis Diaz, come on, Bayern fan here. He's already hit the post in this one. Wonderful player, Luis Diaz. Player Liverpool still haven't replaced. Devastated when he left and we didn't actually replace him. I had no problem with him leaving, but I was gutted that he left and we didn't actually sign anyone to replace him. Callum says England would get picked off by a better attack. They conceded to 2 average players. Who's the 2 average players? I mean, Bacharina's a very talented... And it doesn't matter how average they are. If a player strikes one into the top corner like that... Strike! Oh, what a block that is from Kusanov. Absolute match-winning block that from Kusanov. Colombia, big chance. Great ball in. This is a great effort. Oh, what a goal that is. What a goal that is. Daniel Munoz from Crystal Palace. 1-0. Absolutely sensational goal. What a pass that is from deep. Who plays that pass? Is it Lerma? Oh my God. Lerma plays a pass here, I think. Very reminiscent of the Croatia goal that they scored. The second Croatia goal they scored against England tonight. Oh, but Munoz just runs round the back. Right back, right curled run behind the back line of Uzbekistan. Might be a bit tight whether or not he's onside, but he breaks the back line. And it's a lovely little flick on. Absolutely sensational goal from Daniel Munoz. Lovely, lovely ball. It's Luis Diaz. It isn't Lerma. You can see where the confusion... you can see where it's a little bit confused there. They do look very similar. You'd never be able to separate the two, Luis Diaz and Jefferson Lerma. What an absolutely sensational pass that is. Who else? Luis Diaz and Munoz. I mean, that's some finish, that, from a right back. Do you know what? I said this about Munoz last year. Daniel Munoz, if he was a bit younger, if he was 25, 26 rather than like 29 that he is at Crystal Palace, if you were talking about a 26-year-old right back, every team in world football would want Daniel Munoz. He's that good. But because he's kind of just the wrong side of 28. He's 30. He's actually turned 30 in the last week or two. So he's just about the wrong side now. Oh, but what a defender. What an unbelievable defender. Insatiable up and down. Gets in attacking areas and scores quite frequently. So difficult defensively. I would say for me, I'd genuinely say he's amongst the top 3 right backs in the Premier League. Said it for a while. Absolutely fantastic player. Great ball, great goal. Stephen says, Key, if England wins it, then you should put a Man U shirt on, as you don't think it'll happen. I know that won't happen. I don't own a Man United shirt. I won't be owning a United shirt. Absolutely not. Juan says if Munoz played for a big club, he'd be considered a top 3 right back. He's underrated. It's just because of how old he is that a club wouldn't take a punt on him. But, you know, you think about where Crystal Palace actually signed him from. He came from Genk, didn't he? He was signed from Genk in Belgium only a few years ago. They signed him when he was 26, 27. He was playing in Genk in Belgium. Pretty confident that when he was signed by Palace, most people probably looked at it and went, bit of an underwhelming signing that. We've just signed some Colombian right back and he's mid to late 20s from Genk. Guys come in, won the FA Cup, won the Conference League. Will probably go down as Crystal Palace's greatest ever right back. And might well go down as one of the best right backs we've seen in the Premier League. Absolutely astonishing. Mr. Al-Shamari, best goal I've seen so far. It's definitely up there, isn't it? Yeah, I think that might be one of the goals of the tournament so far. The pass from DIAZ was incredible, but the finish, oh, to hook that ball back and get it on target, so difficult. Jonathan Guzman, just wanted to come by and tell you I hope you blow up and become successful at this, mate. You've been killing it. Oh, cheers, man. That's very kind of you. It's lovely of you to say. Top man. Top man. Difficult in these early hours, to be honest. And it's not been a great game so far, but then Munoz has just absolutely lit it up. Unbelievable. Football Talks is key. Who are your top 3 right-backs in the Prem, 25-26? It's tough, to be honest. I mean, Timber was injured for most of the season. Ruben, do you know what? I was going to say Ruben Diaz, not Ruben Diaz. What was his name? Nunes. Mateus Nunes. He's not really a right back, but I thought he had a great season for City. He was really good. Can't really look past down on Wan-Bissaka. I still think Wan-Bissaka's a top player. Jake O'Brien had a good season for Everton at right back. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, there's probably... Oh, this is a great bit of play as well, Colombia. Any chance? Got to get a shot away. Mbappe and Messi's first. No, Messi's not first. You can't have Messi as the best goal at the tournament so far. Keeper should have saved that. The first goal from Messi. No, that's not the best goal. Christian talks Arsenal. How's it going, man? Good to see you. Surprised you're not watching this one, buddy. Certainly better for you, your time of the world, than it is mine. Callum says Messi's third. I really thought the keeper should have saved that one. But there has been some crackers in this tournament, says Shahid, yeah. That Munoz goal's right up there. Can't really disagree with that. Diaz has hit the post and then he's created one of the goals of the tournament. Let's agree on that. He's certainly been one of the goals of the tournament. Uzbekistan drive forward. I think they're going to get a corner out of this, and they are. There you go. First corner of the game for the Uzbeks. The White Wolves. Can we get... There's the Munoz one. He is onside. Stephen G says, what about Harry Kane's header? Harry Kane's header was a good goal, but again, I wouldn't say it was like top 3, top 4, top 5 goals of the tournament. It was a good header though. Difficult to rate a header as one of the best goals of the tournament. Trey Hume, Nordy Mukiele were pretty great right backs this season. You know, that's fair. That's also very fair. Oh, Diaz is going to get swiped down. That's another yellow card. That's got to be. Diaz is just getting taken out every 5 minutes here. He's getting absolutely swiped. What game's been your favourite one so far? I mean, listen, from the neutral point of view, England and Croatia, you got 6 goals, 4 goals in the first half. Personally, I really, really enjoyed Ecuador and Ivory Coast. I thought that was a really enjoyable game. Both teams really going for it. Really good goal from Amad Diallo at the end. Jan Diamand was unbelievable in that game. Ecuador hit the post, hit the crossbar. Ivory Coast hit the crossbar. Yeah, I would say that one, Ecuador versus Ivory Coast. There's only 1 goal in it, but it was a really, really interesting game. Good game. Quite I like Netherlands v Japan. Fair enough. Can't argue with that either. Coming up to half time. Davinson Sanchez. Surprised Davinson Sanchez is still... I haven't really seen much of him. Is he playing in Turkey now? I think he is, isn't he? Yeah, Galatasaray. Been 3 years at Galatasaray. Bobby, Iraq header was a cracker of a goal. Yeah, that was a good goal, actually. The one against Norway. Yeah, we was live for that one. Ball back to the edge of the box. Diaz, good run. It's going to be another Colombia corner. South Korea's second goal against the Czechs, chipped the keeper. Don't really remember the player's name. I do remember the player's name. Was it Bjorn? It's the Feyenoord player. He plays for Feyenoord. Good ball in. South Korea. Colombia can't quite get the shot away. Who in their right mind stays up 3 a.m. to watch Uzbekistan versus Colombia? Even worse, mate. I didn't stay up. I got up. I woke up specifically for this game. Mad, innit? Crazy. I think Morocco do Scotland. No, something tells me I don't think it's going to be... I don't think Scotland beat Morocco. Morocco were brilliant against Brazil. Don't think Scotland have got enough to beat them. Might have enough to get a draw. I actually think, bizarrely, I think Scotland have probably got a better chance of beating Brazil. Callum had to stay up to watch DIAZ, to be fair. I slept from 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. and watch this now. Best atmosphere in a match was Iran v New Zealand. When Iran scored, noise was deafening and had huge support. Exactly, and now they think they're the best, but that's Scotland for you. Give them the due. It's their first World Cup in 28 years. Charlie, how long you been up for, lad? Only about an hour, mate, to be honest. I woke up specifically for this game. It's been alright. It's been a really good goal. Munoz with the goal. Yeah, been alright so far. Right, half time. Uzbekistan 0, Colombia 1. Another half to go. Daniel Munoz goal separates the two. The White Wolves have got a lot of work to do. Cannavaro's got to give them a pep talk at half time and try and get them to come out and push out and try and hurt Colombia, because they've really not hurt them. We have said this before the game kicked off. Colombia conceded not even 1 XG against their opponents at the Copa America, and in qualifying they're known for suffocating teams and not really conceding many chances. So it's very, very unlikely, I think, that we see Uzbekistan turn this around, but we watch in hope. Wanderless, good morning, sir. How are you? Dean, England fans can't handle Scottish fans loving or having all the attention. I mean, hey, listen. I'm not an England fan. I wouldn't consider myself an England fan. I have no problem with Scotland at all. Good luck to him. Seismically, to be honest, I feel like it's been a great World Cup despite the outrageous ticket prices. The atmospheres in the stadium are awesome. Nice. Bobby, we won and that's all that matters. That's true. That's the main thing. That's all you can do in a World Cup, right? Is just keep going with the tournament, and during the tournament, make sure you get all the wins you can. I have no feeling to England. Can't get on board people supporting a team with certain people. It's, do you know what it is, mate? It's more, I have no interest in supporting, Man United players, and it all feels a bit tedious as well. It's not just that, because obviously I have supported England in the past. But do you know when you... Just like Declan Rice shouldn't play for England. He played for Ireland. Jack Grealish played for England, played for Ireland. You can't play for one country all your life and then change, because why? They've got a better chance of getting to the World Cup. All a bit tedious for me. Blanchmeister fixtures out on Friday for the Prem. Yeah, 19th. It's 10 a.m, isn't it? Is it tomorrow, isn't it? Is it tomorrow? I think it's tomorrow, isn't it? This charming down Brazil didn't look great, especially in the first half. Yeah, Brazil struggled, didn't they? Staying in for as long as you can. Yes, tomorrow. What's that? Whenever the 19th of June is for the fixtures. Yes, tomorrow, that. I think it's tomorrow. Tomorrow, 9, 10 a.m. Something like that. It's one of them two. To be fair, Fabinho sorted that midfield out for Brazil. Fabinho and Casemiro weren't great, were they? Yeah, they weren't great. Or I didn't think they were particularly great anyway. Colombia sometimes really struggles defensively, like against France. I mean, to be fair, Colombia have done well. They had a 28 match unbeaten run in the build up to this tournament. They failed. They didn't lose. They didn't lose against Germany, Brazil, Spain. Did very, very well in the Copa America. Got to the final where they were beaten by Argentina. Only got 4 points off Argentina in the qualifying as well. Beat Brazil, 4 points off Argentina. Very, very good side, Colombia. Hope you're doing Mexico versus Korea. Yes, Mexico versus Korea I am doing. Blanchmeister Morocco, if they had a decent striker, should have won that match. I mean, listen, Saibari about to join, or has joined, Bayern Munich now, hasn't he? Endrick, Neymar, Fabinho, all expected to start versus Haiti. Neymar. CG, do you reckon USA could get a favourable run and go to the last 8? Yes. Yeah, definitely. I'm almost certain the US make it at least to the last 16. Based off what the likely opponents will be. I think they get a decent draw, don't they, in the 32 if they finish top. And I imagine they do, to be honest. They've got Australia, Paraguay, and Turkey, haven't they? Australia, Paraguay, Turkey. Only one European team. Bizarre, that, isn't it? Transfer window open, yeah. What's your what transfers are we looking forward to this summer? What transfers do you think which teams need, I guess? Tim Howard holds the record for the most saves in a single World Cup game. How many did he make? 12. Sir, I wonder how America scammed that. Rashford to Bayern, says Callum. Rashford to Bayern's an interesting one. I mean, it's looking more and more likely that Rashford stays at United. He's on like 350 grand a week. I just don't see him leaving. He's going to look at that and go, well, I've got the money here in my hand. Why would I leave? There's a £40 million buyout clause for Rashford. But a lot of teams just not particularly interested in taking that punt plus his wages. Klitsch Market says, considering all the journalists are saying United will be the busiest in the window. United busiest in the window. I think that's maybe out as well as in, though. You've got to remember Casemiro's left. Malassia's left. Might be a couple of centre-backs maybe leaving as well. Wouldn't be a surprise to see maybe De Ligt move on, or maybe Lisandro Martinez. I don't know, maybe even Heaven might get a loan out or something like that. Lenny Yoro's another one that still not quite sure what happens there. There's a lot of centre-backs at Man United now. Noise around Mazraoui. Delo, are they going to be good enough? I mean, Dorgu as well. Dorgu's a really interesting one. I'm kind of interested to see what happens with Dorgu, because every United fan I speak to tell me Man United are going to sign a left winger. They're going to sign a left winger. That doesn't make any sense. You've got 2 left wingers and you've got 2 right wingers. You've got Ahmad, you've got Mbermo, you've got Cunha, and you've got Dorgu. Dorgu's not a left back. We know he's not a left back. He's definitely a left... I mean, he's primarily a left wing back, but United don't play with left wing backs anymore. He was signed for Amorim's system. So he would have been ideal as a left wing back, but now he's not. He's definitely a left winger. So if he's going to convert to a left winger, then they don't need a left winger. They've got one. Love Dorgu. He's a wonderful player. Yeah. But he's not a left winger, is he? Primarily, he's really not a left winger, but you can't get rid of him because what a talent. It'd be silly to get rid of him. But he's not a left back. He's not really a left winger. So I think you're probably going to keep him. I'd rather we sign Lewis Hall and no left winger than a left winger and no left back. Yeah, Lewis Hall to United's one that could happen. Seismically says, don't you think it's a weird choice for Barca to pick Gordon over Rashford? Is it just a matter of wages? Possibly, yeah. Maybe it is. Maybe it is to do with wages. Anthony Gordon is on a lot less than Rashford, and maybe they were happy to pay the big outlay of 70 million rather than the 30, 35 million they would have had to pay Man United. Easier to pay that big amount up front and then a lot less over wages. They can amortise that cost across the entire length of his contract. So actually maybe it was more cost effective for Barcelona to sign Gordon than it was for Rashford, even though in theory he cost more. Blanchmeister, a Bournemouth fan, said to me that we, Liverpool, nicked their manager. I responded with no, Iraola wanted a bigger job. Yeah, no, that's right. Dorgu's only 20, and he uploads on his socials his shooting vids. He wants to play left wing. Hey, good luck to him. This charming Dan United fan seems to want rid of Ahmad. I know a North East team who play in red and white that would like him back. Amad Diallo back to Sunderland. Wouldn't be a surprise, I think, if he did move on this summer, Ahmad. I think United need to make a decision with him whether or not he is the regular starter at right wing or if it's Mbeumo. There was noise about Mbeumo leaving Man United as well, by the way. Quite a few rumours that Mbeumo... He had a decent first season at Man United, but maybe that they weren't entirely impressed with him. And I think they do need to make a choice between Mbeumo and Ahmad and how they want to play. From their point of view, like Ahmad will want to be a starter somewhere, won't he? And Mbeumo certainly will want to be a starter somewhere. He can't start both of them. And Ahmad did get a lot of time on the bench, didn't he, last season? Will, how do you think Amorim will do at AC as a manager? Fantastic, mate. Very good manager. Very, very good manager. Right, well, yeah, quick reminder that tomorrow, we've got 2 games coming up tomorrow. We've got South Africa against Czech Republic at 5 p.m. and we're also live at 2 a.m. Mexico versus South Korea. The hosts against South Korea. I might yet do Canada versus Qatar. Not quite sure yet. I might do Canada versus Qatar. If you haven't yet, do us a favour. Make sure you've followed. Make sure you've tapped the screen. Get us to 1,000 if you can. Clips Market says United v AC Milan, 16th of August. Pre-season friendly. Got to watch that key. Absolutely not. Seismically says, but United can't replace 80% of their squad. That would be suicidal for the team cohesion unless they only buy top talents. I know, but they have to make some big changes. There's too many players in that squad that aren't good enough for Man United if they desire... The reason, let's be honest, let's have it right. Let's have it right. Man United got in the Champions League this season not because of the quality of their team. They got in the Champions League because they were the freshest out of all teams in the Premier League. They had no European football and they went out of every single competition at the first round. They played 40 games all season. All of the teams they were facing, that were competing with, had played like 55, 60. That's worlds apart. That's so much more. And they carry it in the legs. The players carry it in the legs. Man United had a huge squad. They have a Champions League size squad in terms of numbers, but not really in terms of quality. I think Michael Carrick will be gone. Personally, I think Carrick will be gone inside 12 months. I'll be very surprised if Michael Carrick is still Man United manager by the end of this season. I think they'll spend a fair bit of money, but I don't see him starting off to a flyer. And honestly, I think that's why Oliver Glasner's not gone anywhere yet. Oliver Glasner seems to be the obvious choice to replace Michael Carrick when it does happen. There was rumours that it was already kind of informally agreed that Oliver Glasner was going to be the replacement for Ruben Amorim, and Michael Carrick was going in to the end of the season. But obviously once Carrick turns it around and gets United to qualify for the Champions League, at that point you've got to give Michael Carrick the job. So it makes it so much harder to sack him, and that's why I think Man United are going to probably move him on at some point. Maybe just after Christmas. If it's not looking so great, they might then pull Oliver Glasner in. Glasner can go on holiday for 3 or 4 months, enjoy his time off after Palace, keep himself waiting in the wings for United for that phone call. He'll get the phone call from United and he'll be like, right, yeah, I'm back, I'm coming. Mr. Al-Shamari, what's your take on Uzbekistan so far? Seem a little bit naive. They've made some big fouls. Couple of yellow cards. Kusanov on that right-hand side is now in danger, because Diaz ran him ragged in that first half. Karimov and Kusanov, the two on the right-hand side, very lucky to maybe still be on the pitch. Some very cynical fouls on Luis Diaz. So, yeah, they've been quite naive in an attacking sense. And a little bit timid as well, thinking it's their first... I mean, it's your first World Cup, right? Look at how Curaçao... They had a go at... I know they got beat like 7-1 in the end, but they still had a go at Germany and they got a goal. Cape Verde still laid a couple of gloves on Spain, didn't they? They kept it to 0-0. Panama have had a really good game today against Ghana. I know they're not first timers at a World Cup, but Uzbekistan breezed through qualifying. They absolutely flew through qualifying. There should be no way that they should be rocking up to this World Cup fearing Colombia, and you know they kind of are. They've played that way. They've played within themselves. So yeah, if you're Fabio Cannavaro, the manager of Uzbekistan at half-time, you're probably saying to him, lads, come on. You've only got 3 games at this tournament if you keep playing like this. Let's go out. Let's enjoy it. Let's really have a go at them. Let's get in their faces a little bit. It's just not good enough, really. Good night, Key. Take it easy, football talk. Seismically says Diaz needs to be triple teamed. He's too strong in 1v1s, even 1v2s. Very true. Andy Foster, what do you think of Liverpool hijacking Newcastle move for Victor Munoz? Made up with it. Yeah, very, very decent signing. 40 million quid feels like a smart move. It feels a little bit like a Brighton move, that one. A Brighton or a Bournemouth move. Maybe the fact that we've got Iraola in. Yeah, he's a talented boy, Victor Munoz. I said that last week, in fairness. I was asked about him a few times by Newcastle fans, you know, what I thought of him, and I think Victor Munoz was a very decent signing for them. So, for Liverpool, he plays mainly off the left. So, probably someone who doesn't... Do you know what? It kind of... I think that signals maybe the end for Cody Gakpo. It might actually be that Cody Gakpo's moving on. Or that Cody Gakpo's going to play centrally. One of the two. Wanderless, I don't think Dorgu is leaving. I think United are going to do United things and use shortcuts and try and justify it by saying they're in debt. We shall see. It'll be a hell of an interesting summer at Man United. But Liverpool have got their first proper signing of the summer, I guess. We've already signed Jacquet. Seismically, are you confident Liverpool will get Diamand? I feel like PSG will really push for him as they need to refresh their squad after 2 Champions Leagues. Do they? I feel like, listen, if you look at PSG's squad, the areas of the pitch that you would say they really don't need an awful lot of reinforcements would be those wide areas. Dembele, Doué, Barcola, Kvaratskhelia, they aren't short on wide players, mate. If you're Jan Diamand, let's say you're Jan Diamand's agent. If you're Jan Diamand's agent and you're looking at which teams around Europe would be a really good fit for me now that can platform, you know, and give me a good opportunity to show what I can do and maybe give me lots of minutes on the pitch. PSG's not that team. Come on, PSG's not that team. Even if Barcola leaves, he's still competing with Kvaratskhelia and Doué. And maybe Dembele as well. Sometimes Dembele still plays out wide. So, I don't think Diamand is going to PSG. I actually don't think he ever was going to PSG. I think it's almost certain he's going to Liverpool. And if he isn't going to Liverpool, then he's going to go to somewhere else that really, really needs a right winger or a left winger. And honestly, I don't see another top team around Europe that is as in need of a winger than Liverpool. There's no top team around Europe that needs a winger as bad as us. Especially with Mo Salah going. You're basically giving it. You're saying, here's the Mo Salah replacement. You can be our Mo Salah replacement. There's some big shoes to fill. Go and fill them. He's not got that at PSG. He's got a whole lot of people in front of him. Clips Market, Diamand is the most Chelsea signing ever. Do you not think you should have kept Cannon Doak? No. Ben Gannon Doak is not a Liverpool player. Actually, I'm not quite entirely sure. He's a Premier League player, to be honest. This charming dance says United made the same mistake twice with their interim managers. Corner for the Uzbeks, cleared away. It's going to be a goal kick. Diamand is the most Chelsea signing ever. No. Listen, Chelsea don't need wingers. Seismically says Arsenal and Chelsea need a winger too. No, Arsenal have got wingers. They need to sell players before they sign wingers. I don't see Arsenal or Chelsea signing wingers. Chelsea have got about 9 wingers, haven't they? And Arsenal have got Trossard, they've got Martinelli, they've got Saka, they've got Madueke. Arsenal and Chelsea need to move players on before they go and dip into the transfer market and sign £100 million wingers. Liverpool don't. Liverpool have already sold Salah. Chiesa's decided he's going, and we're actively trying to sell him. He's already saying, I want to move back to Italy. So Chiesa's going, Salah's going. And apparently we've turned down a bid for 70 million for Cody Gakpo from Spurs. So, yeah, we're very short of wingers. PSG are looking at Somerville of West Ham. See, that's a bit more like it. I can see him going for Somerville. You know, relegated from West Ham. He's kind of a player that could go there. Relatively cheap. High ceiling, though. Somerville is a player that might benefit from going to a PSG where he's not in the team all the time. Faris says, what do you think about Jordan? I prefer her when she's Katie Price, to be honest. Shahid says PSG... we've done that one, sorry. Arsenal won't put Diamand before Saka. They should, though, shouldn't they? I think Diamand's a better player than Saka. At least for the system that Liverpool would want to play. And maybe probably not the way that Arteta... If you're an attacker, the last thing you want is to play for Mikel Arteta. Mikel Arteta doesn't help attackers. Andy says we can replace Garnacho with Rashford. Luis Diaz. Unbelievable player. Absolutely unbelievable player. Didn't a Colombian player get killed? Yeah, we was talking about that earlier. Andres Escobar sat in his car and he was shot in 1994, just after the 94 USA World Cup. He scored an own goal that cost Colombia. They went out in the group stage. And apparently the gunman said after he shot Andres Escobar, that was for the goal at the World Cup. Apparently the Medellin cartel had an awful lot of money riding on that goal and that on Colombia qualifying. According to Robbie, Arsenal are going to get Alvarez in a swap for Gyökeres. Yeah, I saw that earlier. 50 million quid plus Gyökeres for Alvarez. See, that's a good signing. That would be smart from Arsenal. But it'd be interesting to see the Arsenal players roll back. The Arsenal fans, sorry. The Arsenal fans rolling back on Gyökeres being one of the greatest players of all time and an unbelievable striker. And oh wow, what a fabulous signing he has been. Not a brilliant signing, is he? Let's be honest. Creed, how's it going, mate? 53 minutes on the clock. Uzbekistan 0, Colombia 1. Uzbekistan still not really starting the second half with a bang in the way they might have hoped. What happened with Cuadrado? Again, a player. I feel like Cuadrado was just a pace merchant, was he? Just realised the Malaga thing behind you, Key. Random. No, I got that when I went to La Rosaleda. I've watched a load of games at Malaga. Been to the stadium loads of times. Last game I went to was Malaga versus Las Palmas. Always remember at La Rosaleda, it's like concrete steps that you sit on in the stands, and every time there's a goal, all the people around you, they all eat these like seeds. It's like a thing at Malaga. They all eat these like sunflower seeds. And they get these packets and they turn them open, throw packets on the floor, and they eat these seeds and just throw the shells on the floor. And every time there's a goal at Malaga, you'll see it. I get the little rolls. All these seeds like fly up in the air when they score. It's brilliant. You get covered in seed shells. Sunflower seeds, I think they are. If you're ever booking a one-way flight, go to Malaga. Yeah, well, that's one of the places I used to go regularly growing up, mate. So it's one of the plans for when we do eventually move away, when we leave the UK, when we leave this fantastic isle. Malaga, maybe somewhere relatively close by. Benalmádena, Fuengirola, Torremolinos, them sort of places. Nerja. One day or less. Feels odd seeing you on here at this time, Key. I'm used to all the usual times. I know, mate, I know. Be honest, I'd much rather it was the usual times. It's been a nightmare. Nightmare getting up in the middle of the night. So tired as well. Good to see you on here as always. Good lad. Good to see you too, man. Or rather, speak to you. I can't see you, but good to speak to you. Great to speak to you. Great to have some company in the early hours. It's a lonely place at 4 AM. When it's not a brilliant game as well. What was the game we got up with the other night? What was the game we was doing the other night? Got up for at 3 AM and it was a fucking awful game. Absolutely shocking game. I can't remember which one it was now. It was... It wasn't USA Paraguay. I don't think it was USA Paraguay. It wasn't Canada Bosnia either. Canada was up. Bosnia was early. We watched Brazil Morocco, Germany Curaçao, Netherlands Japan, Ivory Coast Ecuador, Sweden Tunisia. No, it wasn't that one. Iran New Zealand, Portugal. No, I don't know which one it was. Can't remember which one it was. We got up for dead early. Oh, it was South Korea. It was South Korea Czech Republic. That was the one. Yeah, awful first half, South Korea, Czech Republic. Properly awful. Kicked off at 2 AM. Better than 3 AM, I guess. But yeah, awful, awful game. And then second half, it kind of came alive. I am, mate. Yes, I am F1. Thank you, man. I'm always over there. That's where you get the full experience with the scoreboard and everything. Bit better over there. Amazing, the sun is rising outside while watching the match. Yeah, I can just see the light coming in through the windows. Not much, but we're getting there. 4 AM. Tell you what, though. As soon as this finishes, I'm definitely ready for bed. Definitely ready for bed. Great ball. Cleared away by Uzbekistan. Colombia still pushing, but not really. Feels like they've maybe a bit more... taking the foot off the gas. They've got the goal. They're happy with the goal now. They don't need to push anymore. and just trying to control the game now. This will put you in the mood for bed. Yeah, it's not been vintage football, has it? I thought we'd see a little bit more from Colombia. Did you see the Ghana game before? I actually want Ghana to get far in the tournament. I saw bits of it. I saw the goal. Caleb Yarenki's a real talent, by the way. We saw him score against Wales in a pre-tournament friendly. We watched Ghana versus Wales. He's a real talent, that boy. Caleb Yarenki plays for Nordsjælland in the Danish Super League. I'd be surprised if a Premier League club doesn't take a punt on him. The days are blurring into one. We're all going to be zombies by the end of this World Cup. I mean, I think I'm basically there right now, mate. Fair dues for staying up watching this rubbish. Listen, you never know whether they're going to be winners when you decide which games to do. You never know. Sometimes you stay up for it and it's an absolute fantastic game. Sometimes, you know, you go to bed and think, oh, it'd be a bit crap, that one. Iran versus New Zealand was a bit like that. Iran-New Zealand I looked at and thought, on paper, bit of a garbage game, that one. 2-2. Could have stayed up for Sweden-Tunisia as well. Thought that one was probably a bit of a dead rubber. 5-1. Tunisia smashed. So, Rai says, thoughts on Liverpool? Here we go. Brilliant news. Yeah, talented player. Great player, Victor Munoz. Okay, you need to get a chair, mate. Legs must be sore standing. No, I got a chef's mat. Somebody, I can't remember who it was. I apologise if you are in the chat. Someone told me, because I used to do these watch-alongs sat down, but I switched to standing and I lost a few stone. Because I'm stood for like 8 hours in a row sometimes watching these games. But I was advised to get a chef's mat, which I thought was a bit like, I'm not a chef. But this, yeah, you need to get a chef's mat. So I got one and it's wicked. It's actually really comfortable. It's got like it's little like grooves on the floor that you stand on. Uzbekistan strike! Oh, must be! It's there! It's 1-1! They've equalised! Get in there! 2-2! 2-2, 1-1. I don't know why I'm saying 2-2. 2-2, there's number on his shirt. It's Faizuleyev. Abosbek Faizuleyev of Başakşehir. Get in! Uzbekistan's first ever goal at the World Cup is scored by the young man Abosbek Faizuleyev. Great goal. I've got eyes like peels in the snow. I'm ready for bed. Definitely ready for me bed, but actually that's just livened things up a little bit. Uzbekistan. This is it. You can watch a game like this. As long as there's goals. As long as there's goals. You've no problem with watching games like this. As long as that's a brilliant pass. They've cut Colombia open there. Stood up. Lovely, lovely ball. Oh, should the keeper do a bit better? Does it come off the post, that? It's a good effort. Gets a shot on target. Yeah, comes back off the post. Probably not the best from the keeper. Vargas in goal. The Atlas goalkeeper. He's a senior goalkeeper. 37 years of age. And miraculously, he's the younger of the Colombian goalkeepers. David Ospina's a few months older than him. But, yeah, there are two 37-year-old goalkeepers they've got on the bench. Colombia need to wake up. Uzbekistan back in it. 30 to go. Zombie apocalypse on the Matchday Tavern. It's like Shaun of the Dead, innit? Pub? How's that for a slice of fried gold? Are you also live streaming in your dreams when you're sleeping? Feels like it sometimes, mate. I've covered most of the World Cup games so far. I am going to do every single knockout game. I'll be doing most of the group stage games. So listen, if you're watching on TikTok and you want to find someone who's watching pretty much every single game, doing watch-alongs, if you want to, I mean, listen, it's maybe a bit better over on YT. But yeah, if you want to give me a follow, I'm live every single day. I'm starting to post a few more shorts and stuff because I've realised that can't really grow a channel through just lives. You need to do the shorts. You need to do the little... And I don't like it. I hate doing clickbait. shorts, but it is basically, that's what it is. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Breaking news, Liverpool have been linked with Lionel Messi on a free transfer. Really? Yeah, great, mate. Fantastic. You've got to do that stuff though, sadly. But I'm not going to do that stuff, but you've got to try and you've got to post more shorts. I think that's the only way the channel grows, to be honest. Colombia need to wake up. They've been poor. Great ball in. Oh, big chance. Oh, comes out to DIAZ. Must hit it. Hit it. Oh, Uzbekistan. Come on. Great block. And then strike from distance. That's going to be a corner. The Winchester. Head to the Winchester. Have a nice cold pint. And wait for all this to blow over. How's that for a slice of fried gold? We might have to change the tavern name to the Winchester. There'll be another goal coming, let me tell you. Let's see. Corner kick for Colombia. James Rodriguez to take. Left-footed, in-swinger. It's going to be another corner on the far side. Cheers, Paul. Thanks for that, man. User 534. What's the score? It's Uzbekistan 1, Colombia 1. It's not a corner kick. It's another goal kick. Key, you should try doing those pre-game shows on the other channel. See if you can close. Yes, coax a few subscribers over here. Yeah, I probably do need to do that. Maybe I'll do a pre-game show for one of the England games coming up or something. Yeah, that might be an idea. I know you said that the other day. I think it is a good idea. Do you know what it is? It's a pain in the arse switching between streaming to one channel and streaming to another. It's an absolute pain in the backside. But I could do it. Maybe I will. Yeah, see how it goes. It's quite telling that we're nearly a month into the new channel. Colombia must be. Oh, it's there, it's 2-1. It is Luis Diaz this time, and the goalkeeper's had an absolute howler. Absolutely shocking from Yusupov in the Uzbek goal. Oh, it's a fabulous goal from Colombia. They've robbed Uzbekistan in midfield. They swarmed, absolutely swarmed on the Uzbek goal. And it's a great pass into Colombia's number 7, Luis Diaz. Right-footed, across the face of goal. Keeper gets 2 big hands on it, but it just squirms through him. Just squirms through him. Should do better. Utkay Yusupov, 35 years of age, plays for Navbahor Namangan in the Uzbek Premier League. The Uzbek Super League. Gotta do better there, I'm sorry. That's poor. Really, really poor. And it's 2-1. I need sleep, pal. Have a good night. Take it easy, man. I'll see you soon. 25 minutes to hang on. I think that's me as much as it is Uzbekistan and Colombia. Luis Diaz does the biz. They always show the Colombian women at the World Cup, don't they? Colombian women in the stands. Same with every nation, to be honest. It's always the women in the stands they show. As soon as the goal, point to the women in the stands. Who are you rooting for to win, Key? To be honest, mate, I'm just enjoying the spectacle. Just enjoying the game for what it is. He's from Barrancas, yes. And he played for Liverpool. Good ball down the right-hand side. Uzbekistan clear it away. Colombia now looking to kill the game off. Need to do better here, to be honest, Colombia. Finish the game off before Uzbekistan really try and make it pay. Not a bad game, to be fair, says Mr. Al-Shamari. I mean, the first goal was phenomenal. I think the Uzbeks would be really disappointed by the manner in which they've conceded that second. The goalkeeper especially, on such a big stage, to concede a goal like that, not good, really. Who do you think will win the World Cup, Key? For me, I still can't look past Spain. I know they didn't have a great tournament opener against Cape Verde, but I still think Spain. Yeah. Yeah, who do you think, more importantly? Who are you backing? I'm surprised you're up at this time, Sarah. Thought you'd be missing this one. It's lovely to have you, by the way. It's great to at least, you know, we've got some familiar faces. Sarah, Dan, Mr. Al-Shamari, Shahid. Didn't think you guys would be in. England will win it if we play like we did tonight all tournament. I mean, I think the 2 goals that we conceded tell a big story about England, though. Defensively, and the goalkeeper, questionable. Pickford should have saved the first one. Poor goalkeeping for the first one. Poor defensive for the second one. Ethan, how's your night been? Very good, mate. How's yours? 1 goal was offside. Yeah, I thought the second goal was offside as well. I was astonished that one didn't get given, to be honest. His Olahan was. You could see it. You didn't even need the offside VAR check. I'm really surprised that one was allowed to stand. That's a really poor goal, that one. Looking back at the second Colombia goal, I'm sorry, that really, the keeper should have saved that. Keeper should have saved it. What about Germany? Germany could do it. Listen, Germany are, in some ways, the Arsenal of international football. Very, very effective, very efficient. Not, like, kind of no frills. Not really any brilliant glamour to how they play. They're not particularly exciting to watch, but they're very, very efficient and effective. Although saying that, I thought the goal from Wirtz and Musiala, the way they worked as kind of dual number 10s behind Havertz was brilliant. And mostly away between 2 and 3 a.m. Fair enough. Morning, Adam. How's it going? Couple of changes coming on for Colombia. Looks like James Rodriguez is going off. And Jaminson Campas, I think, is about to come on. Chat on the screen has stopped again, Key. Oh, has it? Let me have another little look at it. Doesn't look like it has. Moving again. Seems to be moving. Mbappe won't let Dembele win the Ballon d'Or again, so he'll try and make it about him. France go out in the quarters. They have too many big ego players. Mark my words. Yeah, that was my... I was asked about what's my controversial, edgy World Cup take. And honestly, I think France going out relatively early in the tournament is my take. They've got an unbelievable squad. Probably the best squad in the tournament, France. But the Senegal game was a big red flag. It really was. Senegal had a number of big chances in that first half. They should have scored. Mike Maignan is... I don't think he's a keeper that wins him the World Cup. Really don't think Mike Maignan is... he's a problem for France. He is a problem. Couple of shots where you looked at it and thought, should have done better there, to be honest. So, yeah, I think France are going to have some problems when they get to the latter stages. They certainly will go far. Mr. Al-Shamari, what about Germany, Key? I answered that, mate. You asked that question a few minutes ago. A Colombian with the last name James is very British. First name James. He's not got a last name called James, has he? Yeah, they've got James Rodriguez. James, not James. James. Colombia with Davinson Sanchez all the way back to the goalkeeper who knocks it long. Honduras, it definitely would be nice. Unfortunately, people think African teams are yet. Colombia in the area. Luis Diaz, big chance. Oh, should have made it 3 there. Kusanov, exceptional defending. Do you know what? I feel sorry for Kusanov because you can just see him looking up at different points in this game and going, like, he's a Man City defender. He must be expecting a level of defensive competency from his teammates. And he's looking around at his teammates and just going, lads, what are you doing here? What are we doing? It's like him it's him and a load of pub defenders, it feels like. With a couple of marginally decent attackers in Shomradov and Fayzulayev, who play in the Turkish league, but really not a competent Uzbek defence, and the goalkeeper's been a problem for them tonight as well. Just saw a cutout of Carlos Valderrama in the crowd. Loved watching him. What a player he was, yeah. Carlos Valderrama. It's a shame, really, it never worked out for him in Europe. He came to Rayo Vallecano. I think he had a season in France as well. But he spent most of his time in the US. Played for Tampa Bay Mutiny, who don't exist anymore, actually, as a football club. But he played for Tampa Bay Mutiny. I think he also did play for Chicago Fire briefly in the MLS. As well as... Was it Nacional or Medellin? I think it might have been Nacional. I think he played for Nacional in Colombia. Or was it Independiente? I think it was Independiente Medellin. Either way, yeah, fabulous player. Carlos Valderrama was brilliant. 94 and 98 World Cup. He was kind of synonymous with those World Cups, wasn't he? Free kick for Colombia. Oh, straight out on the far side. Last 15 minutes. Jefferson Lerma couldn't quite get his head to it. Disrupt says that's why Tuchel's left big names out of the squad. Team players only. Got to make you go further. Uzbeks have got a few players down here now. Looks like we've got a bit of cramp setting in. It is a big pitch. For the Ivory Coast player getting arrested for throwing games, apparently. Who's that? I've not seen anything about that. An Ivory Coast player arrested for throwing games. Yeah, can't say I've seen that. I remember him playing for Montpellier of France against United in the Cup Winners' Cup quarter-final. Was that who it was? Montpellier? I didn't think it was Montpellier. Obviously it was. I'll take your word for it. I don't remember him playing in France. I only ever really remember him playing for Rayo. I think he played for Rayo in Spain. Might have played for another team in Spain. But the vast majority of the time, I remember him when the MLS was kind of first growing in prominence. Carlos Valderrama was playing for the Tampa Bay Mutiny. And they had those MLS penalty kicks, obviously. Do you remember the penalty kicks the MLS used to take? Gotta remember them. MLS penalties. Unbelievable. El Yawahi is the player who's being accused of it. He's actually been arrested. Wow. Let me take a look. Yeah, World Cup player El Yawahi alleged fixing offences on the eve of the tournament. He's been arrested. Wow. For match fixing before the 2026 World Cup. Oh, it centres on an incident during a League One match. It's for getting a yellow card. Yeah, he received a yellow card deliberately in a fixture against FC Metz. See, that's the big problem for players. Spot fixing, things like that, saying I'll get a yellow card in this game. And they often come under pressure. We've seen players talked about it. I think Matt Letizia and a few others have talked about coming under pressure from, like, you know, betting syndicates and, like, you know, violent people basically saying, listen, if you don't get a yellow card in this game, we're going to back you to get a yellow card in this game. You are going to get a yellow card in this game. And if you don't get a yellow card in this game, and we put a load of money on you to win it, or to get a yellow, and it doesn't happen, then, you know, we're not going to be very happy with you. So often these people come with a promise of money first, and if it doesn't quite work out, then they come with violence. It's sad. It's very sad, but it does happen. Now, I'm not saying that's the reason. Maybe Eliawahi has just been purely corrupt. Who knows? But it could be more. It could be deeper than that. .79 on the clock. Last 11 minutes. Richard Rios coming on for Colombia. Talented Benfica player. Suarez and Puerta to come off. Richard Rios comes on. This is just to shore things up, you would imagine. Richard Rios, and who else is coming on? Hernandez comes on. Cucho. It is Cucho. Actually, I thought it was Cucho. They've called him Hernandez, but it's not Cucho. It's Cucho. They call him Cucho at Betis. Very, very good player. I'm surprised he didn't start tonight, actually. Cucho Hernandez plays up front for Betis with Anthony and Ezal Zuli. It's one of the best attacks in Europe, that. What is Colombia's national dish, Key? Colombia's national dish is bandeja paisa. We was talking about it earlier. It's like a big platter of beans, rice, minced beef, chorizo, and pork crackling, and then they put a fried egg on top of it, plantain and avocado. Basically, you'd need a nap after eating the Colombia national dish. Apparently, it takes them days to eat it. They make it by the gallon, and the Uzbekistan national dish was called plov, which is basically rice and lamb with carrots and cumin, and they make it in a big pot. They boil it up. Rice, lamb and carrots. Sounds really nice, that. Ethan, I want to learn Spanish for a laugh. Do it. I'm learning Spanish currently. I'd probably get by. I think if you dropped me in Spain, I could probably get by at a push. I can do the basics. Got an A-level in French as well. Can't remember most of it, but I did get an A-level in French. Not too bad with languages. Download Duolingo, Ethan. I'm not promoting that, by the way, but download. It's really helpful. Get Duolingo. Just work your way through the steps. It's really good. Doesn't cost you anything either. But you'll definitely learn the basics on Duolingo. I'll do that now. Do it, yeah. Check it out. Duolingo. It's a green app. It's like a bird. Little bird app. If you search Duolingo, Duolingo, that's what I use. And it is very good. Very useful. You can learn all sorts on there as well. You could learn Spanish and then work your way through and do Chinese if you want. It can teach you Chinese. It can teach you Portuguese. I think it teaches Russian as well. I mean, Chinese, Russian and Japanese, things that don't have English alphabet, they're very, very complex. But then some people will say, don't they, a lot of people who are not English native speakers say that English is the hardest language to learn by far. So if we can speak English, in theory, we should be able to speak other languages quite well. Because English is one of the only languages in the world that have words spelt the same that mean different things, depending on what context you're using them in. And multiple words that sound exactly the same, but again mean completely different things. DR Congo, dark horses of the tournament after that draw with Portugal. Not for me. No, they've still not really got the players cop. They played very well. It was a good performance. Defensively, they were good. They were probably the best team, weren't they? But I thought Portugal were really poor. My 9-year-old's learning Spanish. Nice. Do you know what? I'd like my little girl to start learning it, but she's quite a bit younger than that, so I think it might be expecting a little bit too much. So we're just kind of gradually going through doing numbers and things like that. Speedy, what did you think of England earlier? Good. Yeah, good. Good performance. First half was a bit sketchy. Pickford was questionable. I still don't look at that England side and think they've got it in them to win the tournament. We have to too. Yeah, that's true, yeah. Were, and were. And were. As in wearing clothes. Where are you? They were. We are. With an apostrophe. Yeah, all sorts of different words in English that just, it all sounds a bit mad to people trying to learn English as a second language. A fella that I used to work with, he got married to a Russian and learned Russian, learned Cyrillic. Strike, it's going to be a corner. Corner for Colombia. Good defending that time from the Uzbeks. It's not me, it's school. What, that's their... Oh, they're pushing Spanish at 9. Bloody hell, that's... We didn't start learning languages until secondary school. Richard Rios comes forward for the corner. Last 5 minutes of normal time in this one. Are we going to get a Colombia third goal, or can Uzbekistan shock them and maybe pinch a point in this first game? I remember learning I don't know in French so I could actually give an answer in my French oral exam. Ended up using it for most of the questions. Oh, unlucky. Headed out. Back to the corner taker. Here's Campas. Edge of the box. Strike. Side netting. Jefferson Lerma again. Should probably do better there, you know. Tell you what, Luis Diaz is just... He doesn't stop, does he? 87 minutes on the clock and he's still charging about the pitch like it's the first minute of the game. Excellent tackle from Colombia. Great strike. Oh, Campas probably should do a bit better there again. Jake, ignore my comment sound. Will do, mate. Yeah, no worries. What are you saying, Adam? What do you think of us stealing Munoz from Newcastle? Absolutely unbelievable. How many times have we done that? Feels like we're just winding Newcastle up at this point. No, but it is a good signing. It is a smart signing. We was talking about him the other day when it was just noise of him going to Newcastle. But he is a very, very talented boy. Done well for Osasuna. Team that doesn't score many goals, and you know he scored and created quite a few goals. Still only 22. Very, very quick. Very quick. If you have a look at... I mean, I would never advise using YouTube clips to reference a player, but if you watch some of the goals and the assists that he got for Osasuna last year, see the type of player he is. He's only 5'8", he's only small, but I think he'll do all right in the Premier League. A little bit of Xherdan Shaqiri about him, but a bit more direct. Uzbekistan strike. It's going to be a corner kick. There might be a sting in the tail at the end of this one. 88 minutes on the clock. We might yet get an equaliser. Maybe. Possibly. Shahid, I remember learning French and Spanish in secondary school. See, you was either carved into German or French in my school. You either were learning German or you were learning French. You didn't get a choice. And you could learn Spanish if you want, but it was after school club. I think they did a Dutch after school club as well at my place. Joe is going to be well pissed off with us. Joe's not having a great week. Joe's devastated because he supports Newcastle and he supports Gateshead. And Gateshead have just appointed Lee Cattermole as manager, Sunderland legend. Lee Cattermole as the new Gateshead manager. So he's gutted with that. And he's gutted by the fact that obviously we're pinching players off Newcastle again. Uzbekistan corner. Oh, they got in their way. They got in their own way. Geordie Josh has lost his head. Geordie Josh. But yeah, I was going to say, there's certainly a few compilations of Victor Munoz. If you have a look at him, he's a tidy player. He is a tidy player, and I think he will do well for Liverpool. He's the sort of player that we need. Direct runner, very pacey, will stay wide, can score as well, good finisher. Hard working as well. You have to be hard working in a team like Osasuna. Defensively, you know, they won't allow you to switch off, to be honest. 30 seconds of normal time. How many minutes of added on time are we going to get? Uzbekistan down the left-hand side. They've got a chance to get the ball in the box here. Big chance here. Hit it. Oh, so close. 5 seconds left. And I tell you what, that was the chance. That was the chance. It's Mozgovoy. Gets into the area. Oh, such a big chance that. Plays for Pakator in the Uzbek Stars League. Oh, so unlucky. Excellent strike. Just curling wide of the top corner. How many added minutes? Any chance Uzbekistan might get another chance like that? How long is Anthony Taylor going to add on? Is he going to add any? 8 added minutes. 8 added minutes. Still time. Definitely still time for Uzbekistan here. They have started to worry Colombia last few minutes. They could pinch a point. I mean, this would be... Honestly, this would be just as shocking as Cape Verde for me. Maybe not just as shocking as Cape Verde, but it'd be shocking. It would be shocking. It's, yeah, I wouldn't go that far. But it is. Uzbekistan at their first ever World Cup. Colombia, Copa America finalists, you know, top side. Some real great players in there with Luis Diaz, some Premier League players, Jefferson Lerma, Munoz. Definite talent in there that shouldn't really be dropping points to Uzbekistan. And obviously it's a group that's wide open as well, Group K. Portugal and Congo finishing in a draw. So if this one was to finish in a draw as well... Oh, so close again. Oh, tell you what, I'm telling you there's a sting in the tail here. The referee's getting chased saying there might be a penalty, but I don't think you're going to get one. Colombia now losing their heads a little bit. Passing the ball. It's going straight out of play. I tell you what, they're struggling here, you know. They're definitely on the ropes here, Colombia. Playing for the handball at the back stick on Arias. I don't think you're going to get a handball for that. Tell me there's not a check on that. I think it's going to be a substitution. That's what the game's been stopped for. Please, dear God, tell me there's not a VAR check on that one. Luis Diaz coming off. And Arias, who is the one who's being penalised, or there was a check on him. Who else is coming on? Who's coming on for Colombia? Gomez and Castano. Gomez, who plays for Vasco da Gama in Brazil. And Shomurodov goes off. Sergeevs comes on. Uzbekistan are going to go long here. They've brought the big man on. Just pump it long at this point, I think. 5 minutes to go. A reminder, by the way, that I'll be live tonight for the next World Cup watch-along, which is Czech Republic against South Africa. Can South Africa bounce back from that bad opening game defeat against Mexico? They've had a couple of players sent off, so they'll be without them. Czech Republic, of course, didn't do brilliant against South Korea either, and maybe will feel a little bit hard done by in that game. So both teams desperately looking to get their World Cup campaign back on track. I think both teams might fancy their chances as well. Certainly Czech Republic. I think Czech Republic will certainly think they've got a great chance against South Africa. So should be a fascinating game, that one. 5 o'clock tonight. Join me if you fancy watching that one. I'm going to go to bed after this game. And then when I wake up, it'll basically be time to watch Czech Republic and South Africa with you guys again. What time is that game? It's 5 PM UK time. GMT, 5 PM kickoff in the UK. I think there's then Canada versus Qatar is also at 11 o'clock. And Switzerland versus Bosnia. Switzerland-Bosnia, I think, is an 8 o'clock kickoff. Canada versus Qatar is 11 PM. And then it's Mexico versus South Korea at 2 AM tomorrow night. So tomorrow night, Mexico, South Korea. I'll be live for that one for sure. I'm debating whether or not to do Canada-Qatar. I might do Canada-Qatar as well. Not sure yet. Key, have you thought about maybe doing a predictions league for the Prem next season? Might be something to consider doing on the other channel. Yeah, that might be worth doing, certainly. I don't want to throw the other channel's not getting thrown away, but I think obviously the lives are going to be here. This is the destination where I want people to come to enjoy the game together. But Premier League Dads, we've grown to nearly 24,000 subscribers in a really short amount of time. Millions of people watching, so yeah, I want to keep that alive. I want to go and do more over there. So a talk show type of thing I think will suit that channel going forward. But you're right. I think maybe a fantasy league, maybe a predictions league or something like that could work as well. Good shout. Isn't it BST now, Key? Oh, it might be. Maybe it is. Maybe it's BST, British Summertime. Yeah, probably is. 2 minutes to go. Uzbekistan have got to do something quick. They've got to get it long here. They've just got to go direct. It's a fabulous switch of play, that. Over to the right-hand side. Seems like the Euros, the amount of injury time they're dishing out here in these games. Good pass. Uzbekistan knocking it around. Colombia have just retreated, totally retreated onto the edge of their own penalty area. They're not interested at all. It's a free kick. Terrible, terrible decision that to dive in from the goal scorer, Daniel Munoz. And it's a free kick. Mozgovoy went down. It's going to be a free kick, Uzbekistan. This is a really, really good area for them as well. Get the ball in the box. They've got a great chance of nicking something. Is there a sting in the tail for the White Wolves? Colombia been so good for the last few years, but still stinging from not qualifying for Qatar in 2022. Uzbekistan float it to the far post. Absolutely awful free kick. And it's straight out of play. Terrible. So disappointing when you get a big moment like that. Cannavaro, you see him looking to the heavens like that's the one moment in the game where you want to see a bit of quality, a little bit of quality from your team. Kusanov now. Kusanov's having words with someone. He's not happy at all. Anthony Taylor. He's got his hands full. He's got his works cut out. 30 seconds to go in injury time. I think the Uzbeks race might be run here. Still got to fancy him though. Listen, Uzbekistan, Colombia. They've obviously got Portugal and Congo still to play. Uzbekistan can certainly think that they can get something from the other games. They've given themselves a decent account here, and if the goalkeeper doesn't fluff that final one with Luis Diaz, oh, what a piece of play that is! Absolutely sensational play that. Cucho Hernandez, and it's in. Absolutely unbelievable that. What a cross and what a goal. Absolutely incredible. Jamison Campas with the goal. Uzbekistan 1, Colombia 3. We do get a goal at the end of this one. It's all come from Cucho Hernandez, that. All come from Cucho Hernandez. The Betis striker down the right-hand side. Cannavaro's applauding it. There's not really a lot he can do. That just come from not giving the ball up. Absolutely unbelievable work rate down the right-hand side, that. Credit where it's due for Campas to score the goal. But look at this. This is a lost cause. It's an absolute lost cause. And Cucho chases it down. He gets fouled there. The linesman doesn't give it. But just look at the fight in him to win that ball back. Little Cruyff turn. Finally puts the ball in. And what a ball in. Easy ball for Campas to head in at the far post. It's all about Cucho Hernandez, that. And Jamison Campas gets a big World Cup goal. And that's just killed the game off. Excellent, though. Absolutely excellent. Everyone knows I'm a Betis. I love watching Betis. Anthony Ezalzouli, Cucho Hernandez. He's a player that, for me, deserves to play in the Premier League, Cucho Hernandez. He's too good to be languishing in La Liga. And again, another player who was plying his trade in the MLS not that long ago. There is talent in the MLS. He was fantastic for Columbus Crew, Cucho Hernandez. He got a move to Betis a couple of years ago, and he's been brilliant since. Uzbekistan, edge of the box, strike! Off the crossbar! Oh my God, what an effort that was! That would have been goal of the tournament. 35 yards out, an absolute rasper off the top of the crossbar, bounced down. Just doesn't quite cross the line. Uzbekistan have woke up at 3-1 down. Sweet baby Jesus of Nazareth. What a strike that is. Oh, it's an absolute postage stamp. And Anthony Taylor blows up. There you go, full time. Colombia win 3-1. Daniel Munoz scores the first. Luis Diaz with the second. And Jamison Campas with the third. Absolutely unbelievable. Uzbekistan scored their first ever World Cup goal through Istanbul Başakşehir's Fayzulayev. Kusanov got a yellow card during the game. Manchester City defender. They were kind of picking away at Colombia throughout the game. Luis Diaz skipping past them a few times, but it's a deserved win for Colombia in the end. Right, big thank you to everyone who's watched the live, who's joined, who's chatted throughout. Make sure you give us a follow if you haven't already. Head over to the Matchday Tavern on YouTube and give me a follow. Key Thomas at the Matchday Tavern. I am live throughout the World Cup every single day. At least 2 games a day, pretty much, if not 3. And live for every single game in the knockout. Plus live every day. We did 500 games across 2025. If this is your first time watching the channel, we did 500 games across 2025 on the other channel, Premier League Dad. And that's what we do here. We watch games every single day. Love watching games of football together. We'll be, as soon as the World Cup's over, we're going to be doing the Champions League qualifiers, the Europa League qualifiers, the Conference League qualifiers. The Championship starts off, League 1, League 2, all before the Premier League kicks off again in August. So if you're looking for a regular watch-along channel where you can just enjoy football, this is the place to do it. Good morning, good night, good evening, wherever you are in the world watching this. I will see you all in about how long is it? 12 hours. I'll be back with you in 12 hours for Czech Republic versus South Africa. Take it easy, everyone. Have a lovely night, morning, wherever you are. Ta-da.